More conversation with Adrienne Lawrence. And this time I have the Democratic congressional candidate for North Carolina's House District 74. That's Carla Catalan. Thanks so much for joining us, Carla.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here. I am Carla Catalan, and I'm running for North Carolina House District 74.
Yes, and we are very excited to have you. And I know that you are big when it comes to environmentalism and health. Can you talk about how that is something that you plan to incorporate in your leadership should you take office?
Yes, I am very proud of my background. I went to Western Carolina University, got my degree in environmental health, and that really kickstarted my public health journey. I became a public health worker, and we need a voice at the state level who understands the impact of our environment and how that will work with how the health of the environment directly impacts human health. Without clean water, we will not survive. Without clean air, we will not survive. And that includes all of the nitty-gritty details, like even our sewage.
Absolutely, and it seems to be something that is often lost upon a lot of leaders, particularly when maybe they have big businesses in their pockets who are, looking to necessarily exploit our environment for their own capital gains. And so when it comes to getting this message out and having people see the value in taking a more environmentalist approach and something that really acknowledges, prepares for, and hopefully if some point addressing climate change, how has that been so far?
I would say in North Carolina's history, we have made some pretty extraordinary things. Actually, North Carolina sued the Tennessee Valley Authority for polluting air over the Blue Ridge Mountains that came over here. But since that time, I see more and more protections for corporate powers. And in the end, that's not really benefiting the people of North Carolina.
No, it doesn't benefit anyone. And all it does is largely put money more in the pockets of powerful people as opposed to serving the everyday people. And in terms of everyday people, can you talk more about your ties to the area there in North Carolina?
Yes. So I grew up here in the district that I am now running to represent. I love her. I had my first car accident here. I went to high school and middle school here, and now I'm raising my own family here. So I grew up here, and talking to the folks when I'm knocking on doors, I'm running into my former classmates or their parents even. So it's really nice to see them again and also join together now in this moment in time. So I'm looking forward to winning and representing the folks that I grew up with that watched me grow up.
That's really, really cool to be able to canvass your local neighborhood and see people that you grew up with, and they really watched you kind of come into your own. And as it concerns kind of your evolutionary process, what made you want to go ahead and run for office as a state representative?
Well, I became a mother. And I became a mother 2016 February, and that is when I found out that Donald Trump was the Republican presidential nominee. And I felt like I have literally just brought a child into this world, and now what? And I felt the whole weight of the whole country, what could happen, and all of my fears, they did come true, right? We saw what happened, especially with January 6th and everything. And if good people sit down and just don't do anything, if we don't, regular working class people don't stand up and say, we do not want this, we want better for our families, then we lose. But it just takes one, I suppose it is brave and courageous to put yourself out there, but I'm doing it because I am more concerned about not just my child's future, but also my great-grandchildren's great-grandchildren. What are they gonna look back and say about their grandma Carla? They're gonna say, we don't know her, or I'm glad that she stood up.
Absolutely. I know it has rocked a lot of people in terms of seeing where our society is going. but making the effort and investing the time to run for office, to provide your leadership skills and your direction, and to ensure that your community is moving in the right direction and making the right investments, that is a very admirable thing. And so I'm very glad to know that you are running for North Carolina's House District 74. And as it concerns that district, give us a little intel on it. Has it generally been blue or is it red? What do things look like?
It is purple. And if they would let us vote and our maps got a little bit more fair, then I actually very much believe that our community would be very blue and even be considered progressive, which I know is shocking for the South. Yeah.
Absolutely. Seems to be so, but I know we know a lot of gerrymandering has diluted a lot of the realities in terms of the constituents and what the people want. And so as it concerns the current race right now, do you have any idea where you stand?
Well, I believe I'm doing pretty good. We are out there. We are knocking doors. I believe it's been over 10,000 doors in the primary. That was our primary. During the primary, we stayed on the doors. Even on election day, we knocked on people's doors and asked them to come out and vote. We stayed out there. I was out there from the polls opening to the polls closing, and I got sunburnt, but it was worth it because I saw people come and be excited to vote, actually. And now I'm doing the same, boots on the ground. I'm a working class person, so hard work I'm not a stranger to it.
All right. Well, in District 74, can you tell me, what do you think the constituents, what issues are really drivers for them?
What folks are telling me that they really want is, most importantly, expanding healthcare. So North Carolina does not have expanded healthcare right now. And that is really hard for a lot of working families, and in particular folks that, I'll give you an example. And during the primary, a gentleman came to go vote. He is going through chemo, and he had to find time in his calendar to go vote and then go back to work. And he was a gas station clerk. And so people are really hurting, especially with big diseases like cancer. It's not fair that we treat our own people so poorly. And I know we can do better. Another thing that's really important is abortion access. I just saw some statistics, and it seems that mostly at the moment, Democratic women are voting more. We have the lead. Let's keep it.
That would definitely be something that I would want to maintain without a doubt, because it's incredibly important that we maintain our sense of bodily autonomy as women in the United States. And if you were to be elected, what do you think you would want to accomplish first in your first year?
I would want to cast the vote that says yes to expanding healthcare, because that's what folks are telling me is the most important to them, because it could immediately help them right now and keep families from going into debt and basically ruining their lives. And I will also vote to protect abortion and codify it in our state constitution. And that is really important in North Carolina because we are the last state in the South at the moment. And as goes the South, so does the country.
All right. And so when you say the last state in the South, is it the last state in terms of abortion?
Yes. And in terms of abortion access, North Carolina at the moment is the only one that allows abortion access. And doctors are even sending their patients from Tennessee across the state border to get an abortion, life-saving abortions. Yeah.
Wow, it sounds like North Carolina legislature may have to do something to bolster the social services and other opportunities, because again, if you do have people who do cross the lines or cross borders, then you're gonna see an influx that you're gonna need to be able to support and be ready for. And so that's something that you need people in office who see that and have the vision for it. And so hopefully you will be among them. And I'm guessing your election will be coming up very soon, is that right?
Yes, so early voting has started. I've been at the polls today, poll greeting, and November 8th, when the polls close, that's when we find out if this proof of concept and this progressive grassroots campaign, if it's going to work. but I'm pretty hopeful.
And it must be pretty exciting as well. Oh, wow. In these final moments on your way, in terms of closing out your campaign, what's been on the forefront of your mind?
Well, I have a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's been running for office has been wonderful and also challenging. Both my husband and I are working because I'm still working through all of this. Running for office, what's on my mind is often how can we make running for office more accessible to working class people? As it is probably 80 hours a week. It's a lot of work, and then working. And how are we going to help people? Because I have learned through this process that if we truly want the things that we say we want, we do need more working class people, people that see it from the weeds and know exactly how to where the cracks are so that people stop falling through them. But it also makes me hopeful for the future because so many people are showing up right here in my community, and then also enjoy converting voters from one side to the other.
Yes, I would imagine that's a very rewarding feeling and experience. And so, as you continue to fight to get the vote and to get the North Carolina House District 74 spot, where can people find you on social media and online to support your campaign and to follow you?
On Twitter, it is at Elect Carla. On Instagram, it is at Elect Carla. And on Facebook, it's Elect Carla. So those are my social media channels. And I was able to, I really flew under the radar and grabbed them all up, right? So the website's also electcarla.com. And what we would definitely appreciate right now is donations. This is a grassroots campaign. Every single donation has been from regular working class folks. And it all goes to canvassers. It goes to calling people. So we're putting that money to good use.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. That's Democratic congressional candidate for North Carolina House District 74, Carla Catalan.